Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosie, and in today's video we are going to be making a fall matchbook holder, which is going to hold 8 pages either of pictures or little gifts. Totally depends on what you want to put on there. So in today's video I am going to be using Echo Park's, let me see what it is called. I think it's just called Fall. Let me just see. Yep. The name of the collection is just Fall. It was part of their 2021 Fall collection. I was part of their monthly subscription, and I received this collection for that month. So this is what I pulled from my stash to use in today's project. So let me put this off to the side and let me tell you the different things that we are going to need. Okay, so for my card base, I am going to be using black cardstock that I picked up from Michael's. It is by Recollections, and it is 110 pounds. So it is very, very thick. And I did that intentionally so that the project itself would be really, really firm and be really well made. So the first thing that you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that is 4.5 inches wide by 11 inches. And on the 11-inch side, we're going to score at 1.5 inch, 2 inches, 6 1/4, and 6 3/4. So let's go ahead and just fold on our score marks. Okay, so this is going to be the base of our matchbook holder. So I made it roughly around a 5 by 5. So that's a pretty good size to give as a gift or whatever. Okay, now we want to decorate the outside. So let me just open this super quick here. So first we're going to be decorating the front cover as well as the inside cover. So we're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 3/8 by 4 1/8. And so I'm going to go ahead and use this pattern here. So let's go ahead and get some tape down or glue, whatever adhesive you want to use. And let's get this down. So I'm just going to open it up so it's easier. And I left right about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Now certainly you can leave a little bit more around if you want. In this instance, I just wanted a little bit of the black peeking out. So now there's the front cover. Let's open it up and place another one down, and I'm using the exact same pattern just to kind of make it look cohesive. And you just want to make sure that the pattern is going in the right direction so that when you open it, it's facing the right way. And I am going to just do it to the side. For some reason, I work better placing things on the side. Okay, make sure that goes down well. And now we're going to go ahead and line the inside as well as the back. So you're going to need the exact same dimensions for that. 4 3/8 by 4 1/8. And again, I'm using the exact same pattern. Okay, and let's put this one down. Now when you're placing this one down, just be careful that you're placing it right within the score marks. And in this instance, I am giving us a 1/2 inch gusset on both the top and the bottom. So when you close it, you have a 1/2 inch gusset here. Gives us a little bit more room. And here. So now for the bottom here, I've selected to use this pattern here just to kind of offset this. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive down. All right, that looks about right. Make sure all our corners are down. Okay, so there is our bottom. That's starting to look really, really nice. Now, for this project, I'm going to leave the black on the top and the bottom. I'm not going to line them because I think the black just kind of helps to offset it. I think if I place something down here, it would be so small of a paper. I just don't think that I want to use it on this project, but certainly you could. All right, so we have that. Now let's start to work on our pages that are going to go on the inside. Okay, so for our pages, I'm using the same cardstock that I did for the base, so it's 110 pounds. All right, so for our pages, we are going to need 8 pieces that are 4 1/4 inches wide by 4 inches in height. And on the 4-inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So let's go ahead and just fold each one. Okay, so for the scrapbook paper, what I've done is I've done 4 of one pattern and 4 of another, just to kind of break it up. So I'll do like this is what I'm thinking, so that when you're looking at it in the book, you have different patterns going on, and it's going to be complementary to what's inside, but yet it's all kind of different, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we just need to add these to each page. Now I'm only going to be doing the front. I'm not going to do the back. However, you certainly can if you want. So let's get that done. Okay, so let's go ahead. I've got my piles. Let's bring in one and just start placing them down. Okay, now I've finished adding my scrapbook paper to all of my pages. So we have that. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I was kind of designing this on the fly, and because I used 110 pound paper, it is a lot thicker. So let me just put it in. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in. And I'm just looking to see how much room I have. And I have a good amount of room. Let me just see if I can show you. So we've got some room there. But again, you're going to want to keep the decorating down, or whatever you put on here, just have them be a lot more on the flatter side as opposed to 3-dimensional, or you can reduce the number of pages. So instead of 8, you can put in 4, and you can add bulkier items, if that makes sense. So let's just put in 4, and you can see the difference in how thick it is. Okay, the good part about using the 110 pound paper is that your project is definitely solid. It's very, very well made. You can as well opt to use 65 pound black cardstock instead of the 110. It's totally up to you. Now, I've also want to include a little pocket on the back here. So I thought something like this. So what you're going to need is a piece of black cardstock that is 5.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches high, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And let's go ahead and just miter our 2 corners and angle cut the top 2. Okay, let's get rid of our garbage. So now you have something that looks like this. Angle cut the top 2, miter cut on the bottom 2. So let's go ahead and just fold on our creases. And at this point, if you want to add a thumb notch, I wouldn't do it yet. I would wait until you place your scrapbook paper and then do your thumb notch. So now you're going to need a piece of scrapbook paper that is 4 3/8 inches wide by 1 7/8 in height. And let's go ahead and get that down on our pocket. Okay. Okay, we'll place this right down. Okay. And I think my folding is what threw me off. Okay, so now we just want to place adhesive down. So I elected a more redder kind of solid pattern for the back, just to kind of make it pop and bring out that color from here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use tape on this one. So let me bring in my tape. All right, make sure we get that down really well. Okay, and let's go ahead and bring up our paper backing. Okay, and let's get our last side up. Okay, and just like with all our other pockets, we're going to go ahead and bring up our bottom and bring over our side. Bring over the side so that it catches. And now we can go ahead and place our pocket. Let's see, I have a little pointy edge on the corner, so I'm just gonna snip it off. Okay. And I made this to fit edge to edge. Be careful with that score mark. Go place it down right above the score mark, because if you get it too close, you're not going to be able to close the project. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure that's really on there well. Oh, that's looking so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my brads. This is one of my holders. I have 4 of these stacked up nicely. These are Elizabeth Ward. I got these off of Amazon. I'll list it in the video description down below, but these are perfect for brads. So I know that I want to use the foxes, and let me just look here. Here's my foxes. Let me go ahead and just put the cover back on, latch it. So I've got these beautiful brads. They're going to look great on my project. So let's go ahead and make holes. Before I make holes on the pages, I want to make holes on my holder first. I always do that because this is what's going to determine the size and placement for your pages. Okay, so let's figure out where we want it. For that, I'm going to bring in my T ruler, and because I want to make sure that it's straight. So 1 1/8, and then I want to go 1 1/8. Oh, right where I had that. Wow, that was pretty good. Okay, all right. Get rid of that first little mark that I made. Okay, let's get rid of this. And let's see if all that kind of quick math in my head worked. All right, I'm gonna bring in my We Are Memory Keepers, Big Shot, my Crocodile. I'm gonna set it to, oh boy, let me see. I think let's start with the 1/8 of a hole. And if I need it bigger, I can always make it bigger, not a problem. Where is that mark that I made? The part about this paper is that it has berries everywhere. So all the berries looks like my marks, if that makes sense. All right. All right, let's get rid of the garbage. Okay, so now we have our 2 holes, and hopefully I did that okay. Placement on the bottom is good. It'll give me a little bit of space here where I can add a sticker or something. Now let's bring in one of the pages. So I've placed my page. I want it kind of as a template. Let's go ahead and just make sure that it closes, and it does. So height-wise, I'm okay. Let's see, if I shut this, you can see that I have still a little bit of room. So you know what? I may actually want to maybe drop this a little bit more. Let's see, am I still the same width? Okay. And that gives me a little bit more room up top. Okay, that looks good. Okay, guys, so this is actually the next day, so hopefully I am starting where I stopped. So we left off, I believe, at figuring out the placement for our pages, just keeping in mind that I made the pages just slightly less wide than the actual base, so trying to get the same amount of space between both the left and the right hand side. I've kind of held the page together by paper clips, and let's go ahead and do our first hole. So let's see, I'm going to move the pages out of the way, and let's see, I know you can't see, but I am just placing a hole where my original hole was, just following in line. Oops, let's see, it slipped a little bit. Okay. So now, let me get rid of the garbage. Okay, let's unclip these. So now we have our, let's see if I can show you our holes. Now all we need to do is just punch all of our pages in the same place. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, I believe my crocodile will be able to handle it, so I'm just gonna put it together, hold it together rather, with some binder clips to make sure that they are perfectly straight. Let's see, I want all my holes in my pages to be as aligned as possible. Sorry, my hands are a little bit dry. I just finished cleaning my bathroom. So you know what that's like. Your hands get so dry. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to make sure that I am getting it in the same spot. All right, I think that's right. Oh, it went through. Oh, and that was perfect. Good. Okay. And my crocodile again was able to go through 8 110-pound pages plus heavy scrapbook paper on top, because this is Echo Park, and you know that Echo Park gives you really beautiful weight paper. Okay, and good. Yeah, I went all the way through. Let's get rid of our garbage. So now let's get rid of our little clips, put them back in my little drawer. Let's get back in our base, and now will be the test to see whether or not these brads will be able to hold it. If not, we're just going to create on the fly. Okay, so I brought back in my little clips here. I just picked these up from the dollar store. They're perfect. I love it because of the little rubber on the end, so it doesn't kind of leave that imprint. But in any case, I think it's going to be easier instead of me doing page by page and making sure that everything kind of falls in place. I'm going to just bind them together, and we are going to see if this is going to work. Let's see here, trying to get my fox as straight as possible. I can always move him, not a problem, but okay, so I have a little bit of room left, and I will show you just as soon as I align them really well. Let me go ahead and get the second one in. Okay, and right there. That looks good on this side. Let me just see how they look on this side. I'm just going to press them really well and firmly down on the opposite side. All right. So now my pages are in. Let's get rid of my clips, put them away, and oh my gosh, guys. Look at how adorable the brads look. All right, so let's just see if this is going to work the way I designed it to. And it does. It is perfect. Let me see if I can show you how much room I have. So a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of room here. So I actually, and let me just show you on the inside, there's enough room here so it's not hitting that top bit there. So we're good. All right, and then you can obviously open this up all the way. We can place something here, and I think I just might do that. Let me go ahead and bring in some paper and my trimmer, and let's see what we can do. Okay, I just cut myself a very little piece of the same pattern that I used here just to kind of keep the cohesiveness of the matchbook, and I just made it a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to place it right on that 1/2 inch mark. Now you can certainly line the entire page if you wish, and that's probably, let me think about this. No, I'm not going to worry about it. You certainly can, but if I do this page, then I'm going to go into doing all the other pages, and that's kind of not the look that I was going for. All right, guys, so I have minimally decorated. Now, I do want to show you a couple of things. Let me just move these things out of the way real quick. So you know me, I like to try and be as honest as possible when projects work as opposed to when they don't. So what I noticed, let me just show you first of all how I decorated, and then I'm going to show you my little issue that I found. So instead of using the chipboard stickers, I ended up just using the flat stickers. They just appealed to me today. So I've just clustered one on top of the other, and then I've just added some black gems. Didn't do anything here because I want to wait until I get my pictures or decide how I'm going to use this, and then I'll kind of decorate around that. You know me, that's kind of how I work. And then here I just placed one of my little element stickers. I placed another one here in between my two foxes. Welcome Autumn. And then I just brought back in those black gems just to bring everything to be alike. And then when you flip it over, you have your pocket here. Let me just grab something. So you have your pocket here to include additional items, clustered up a couple of leaves, placed a element sticker here, and then again just brought in those black gems and placed it in the middle of the sunflowers just to kind of have the matchbook holder kind of have a cohesive look all the way through. Now, the issue that I found. So when I go to close this, the way that you close it is you just simply pull this back and push it in. Okay, so that's how it closes, and it holds really well. The issue is that my cover, I made it the exact same size as my portfolio. Can you see there? It's the exact same size. So that's not going to work, right? Because we have our brads that are holding the pages, so it's propping it up, which is making it bulk out like this. So I've already placed my stickers. Now I could go back and take off my stickers. I'm sure they'll come off, no problem. But you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. So just creating on the fly, let's figure out how much I need to cut from the bottom. And then I'll just simply cut that amount off. Not a big deal. All right, so I'm just going to try to cut a little bit less, and then see. I'm just looking to see. It's going to be maybe a 1/2 inch. So let's just slice a little bit off the bottom. Not a big deal, guys, right? It's not the end of the world. Alrighty, here I am showing you I am by no means perfect here. Things happen. I'm just confirming that I didn't place anything on the other side, which I didn't. So let's see here. I am going to take off, let's start off with just 1/4 inch. I'd rather take off too little and slice more than take off too much, and then there's nothing we can do to fix it if we take off too much. So let me put my trimmer off to the side. Let's bring this back in, and let's see how that does. Okay, it's better, but you see here, it's still slanted. So let's take off a hair more. I was thinking it's going to be about 1/2 inch, but again, I didn't want to do that right off the top, because what if it wasn't and I measured wrong, or I didn't take something into consideration. So, all right, so now I've taken about 1/2 inch off. Now let's see how it closes. And let's see. I think, okay, it's still a hair off. So let me just take a peek here. I'm looking at, I should have measured, note to self, measure where you place your hole, and then that should give you a good indication as to how far it needs to come in. So let's do this. I'm going to put it on this way. Make sure I am fully straight. So I'm looking at the sides because I want my sides, right, to be straight. Okay. I think I am going to make a mark. And I know you can't see kind of what I'm doing, but I think I'm going to take another 1/4 inch off. So let's keep track now how much we're taking off. So, ooh, I almost did way too much. Did you see that? I had it at 3/4 inch. Oh, I'm taking off my barn door. That was so cute. But again, not a big deal, guys. This is what crafting is all about. Figuring out all those. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Now it did cut in to my, to this, but it's not a big deal because when you take it out, it looks perfect. The only thing, and again, is it gonna be for this project going forward? I fixed the dimension, and I will give that to you as soon as I figure out what that is. I believe we took 3/4 inch off, but I'll give that to you in a minute. So the only thing right off the bat that I noticed in my kind of OCD mind is that I have left myself, let me get something I can point with, about 1/8 inch going all the way around, and the bottom doesn't, because I cut it off. But you know what, guys? It doesn't look bad at all. Now, I could fix that. How could I fix that? Let's bring back in. Let's just see. We're creating on the fly, right, guys? Let's see what we can do. And let's just see if I can find maybe flowers or something that I can put on either side. I may not be able to, and that'll be perfectly fine. Maybe pumpkins on either side. Let me see. I have quite a bit of pumpkins here. Okay, so let's take this out. Now let's look at what we have. Oh, look at that. Now look at the cover. It looks like it was always meant to be like that. Let's close it up. Okay, so I quickly just measured the base, so it is 10 1/8. All of the scoring does not change. The only thing that's going to change is how much space is here. Otherwise, everything is all the same. So 10 1/8. And look at our completed little matchbook holder, and you can place your card right here. How cute would that be to have your little card in here? This would be a great craft idea as well. Quick to make, minimal really items. And there you have it. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. It really does help to have my channel grow. And until the next time, guys, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.